Welcome you all for the next model, that is symmetrical components. We understood that symmetrical three-phase system can be analyzed with the help of single phase basis using single line diagram and the reactance diagram. But unbalanced three-phase system does not permit this simplification because it involves phases of the different magnitude and the phase angles in the each phases. When there is a fault in a system which is going to cause the system become unbalanced. Already we came to know that by solving number of the problems in the previous model we understood that. However, unbalanced conditions can be carried out on a three-phase basis with the help of Kirchhoff laws, but it is very cumbersome process. So we need to find out alternative solution for this. So there is a more convenient and elegant method of unbalanced analyzing unbalanced systems. So this process means that this approach was developed by Dr. Charles S. Fortescue. So this is called as the method of symmetrical components. So just it is a mathematical tool for understanding and analyzing any unbalanced polyphase system. Let's understand that what was the explanation made by Fortescue scientist. So according to that, the Fortescue theorem, he proves that an unbalanced system of n related phases can be resolved into n system of balanced phases. It is called as symmetrical component of the original phases. The n number of the phases of each set of component should be equal in length and the angle between the adjacent phase of the set are equal. So hence we can use this method for any amount of unbalanced system. So that is a meaning that how, because uh, we can use it for a three-phase system or n number of the polyphase system. So anyhow we are restricted to a three-phase system here. So let's understand that. So how we are doing that? What are the things we are considering for the Fortescue work? Okay, let's consider that there are the three phase unbalanced voltages. We'll consider it is A, B, and the C. According to this Fortescue theorem, so these phase voltages can be resolved into three set of the component. Okay, so what are those? First one is a positive set of component. We have to be very careful here. We need to understand clearly the positive, negative, and the zero sequence. So it is consisting of three phase. These are equal in magnitude and displaced from each other by 120 degree in each phase. Because we are considering it as a three phase system, so angle between one to another one is 120 degree with each other, but the magnitude should be the same. Okay, and having the phase sequence as the original phases. Okay, it is same as the original one. There is no phase angle difference between any of the phases with respect to the original one. So designated as we are considering it is VA1. It is 1 stand for the positive. Okay, it is a VA1, VB1, and the VC1. So wherever we are writing that is a 1, it is subject to a positive sequence component. Then negative sequence component. So it is a consisting of three phase equal in magnitude. Okay, displaced from each other by 120 degree in each phase and having the phase sequence opposite to that of the original phases. So it means that, so whatever, if you consider it as A is the reference, so in place of B you should have C and vice versa. Okay, So these are designated as VA2. It is wherever we are writing it as a 2, it is considered as negative sequence component of A, B and the C. Similarly, the zero sequence component, these are consisting of three phase equal in magnitude and with zero phase displacement from each other. Means there is no deflection from one to another phases. So these are designated as VA0, VB0 and the VC0. Let's understand that what are the positive, negative and zero sequence component. Okay, so here, so this is nothing but the positive sequence component. It is same as the original one. Okay, this is a VA1. Okay, this is a VB1 and this is VC1. The angle difference between VA1 and VB1, it is 120 degree with each other. Okay, 120. Same way, it is a B to C, it is also 120 degree and C to A is also 120 degree. So you have to be very peculiar about it, because particular about it, because sometimes we'll go with an anti-clockwise direction. So here I am writing in a clockwise direction. Okay, it is VA1, VB1 and the VC1. So this is nothing but we are considering it as a positive sequence component. Okay, then second one is negative sequence component. So need not be worry about that, we have to consider the reference here. We can consider reference wherever you wish. Okay, it is VA2. So we understood that this should be opposite to the original phases. Okay, that is the meaning of the negative sequence component. Okay, so here next we should have after the VA, okay, if we should have VB, but it should be opposite of the original one. Original we are considering it as a positive one. Okay, so in place of VB, so I will get VC. Okay, here in place of VC we will get a VB. Okay, the angle will be remains the same. Okay, this is a 120 degree. Okay, just a minute, this is also 120. What it is also 120 degree. Okay, this is also 120 degree. We are going with an anti-clockwise direction. So you have to be very cautious about it, because it is opposite to that of the original phases. So in place of B we will get C, in place of C we will get the B. Okay, so that's one of the example which we can give it for the submersible pump what we have for the foremost applications. So if we are not getting enough amount of the water from the pump, so generally what the farmers will do is that they will interchange the any two of the phases. Okay, this is also similar kind of the experiment what we have done in a machine lab. Okay, so that is one of the application which I can give it. Okay, then coming to that, the zero phase sequence. Okay, so this is VA0, VB0 and VC0. So there is no angle deflection between one to the another one. Okay, or else we can write it in this way. Okay, these are parallel with each other. Okay, that is the one other example which we can give it. Okay, so then how we need to graphically add up all those things. Okay, so that we understood that. So this is, if I'm considering that this is a VA1. VA1 is subjected to that the positive sequence component. Okay, so what is the angle VA1? So this is what the angle which is made at this point, it is a VA1. Okay, so then VA2. Okay, this is the parallel. After that VA1 will add up VA2, and this is what is the angle made by VA0. This is a VA0. By adding up all those things, what I will get is VA. Okay, so this is what the VA. Similarly for the VB, we have to see where is the VB1. So this is VB1. Okay, this will become VB1. Where is the VB2? This is VB2. Okay, so this is nothing but VB2. Okay, and what is the angle which is made by VB0? So this is become VB0. Okay, by adding up all those things we will get the VB. This is what the resultant will get, it is VB. Okay, because it is a VB1, VB2 and the VB0. Similarly for the VC. Okay, where is the VC1? So we have to see where is a VC1. So this is the angle which is made VC1. Okay, so this is nothing but we'll consider it as a VC1 here. VC1, there is a VC2. Okay, we have to see here it is VC2. Okay, where is the VC0? This is what the VC0. So this is nothing but VC0. Okay, by adding up all those things, the resultant will get at this point. This is nothing but VC. So this is nothing but the graphical addition of the symmetrical components. Next, consider it is an operator A. So we are already familiar with the term J. So that is 90 degree. So in case of the symmetrical component, it is very convenient to have a shortened method for indicating the rotation of the angle by 120 degree. So we'll consider the letter A. So some of the textbook they will consider it as alpha or lambda. So it is considered that the angle deflection is 120 degree in the anti-clockwise direction. So you have to be very careful here. We are considering with anti-clockwise direction. So this is the complex number of the magnitude with the angle of 120 degree and is defined by this expression, that is A is equal to the magnitude of 1 at an angle of 120 degree. So that is nothing but we can write it as 1 e to the power of j 120. So substituting that, the real and the imaginary term, we will get cos 120 plus j sin 120. So resulting we will get minus 0.5 plus j 0.866. So similarly, for the a square can be written as a into a, that is nothing but 1 at an angle of 240 degree. So resultant you will get, this is a minus 0.5, this is in place of plus minus j 0.866. Hence the operator A square will rotate in an anti-clockwise direction by the 240 degree. This is the same as the rotation of the phases with an clockwise direction by 120 degree. So let's understand that. So this is we are considering this is the initial value at an angle of magnitude 1. Sorry, the magnitude is 1. The angle made by it is 0. Okay. So from here to here, so we can write it as, okay, from here to here, this is nothing but 120 degree. Okay, 120 degree. Okay. Similarly, from a to a square, this is also 120 degree. So resultant can be written as a square. So from here to here is also 120 degree. So complete rotation will make a 360 degree. Okay. So whatever the opposite of this, okay, draw a line. Okay, so extend this. So this will become, in place of plus, this will become minus. Okay, minus. So similarly, okay, similarly for this a square, extend this line will become minus a square. So in place of this, how I narrate it, this is the a cube. Okay, this is a square. So complete make the rotation is 360, can be written as a cube. A cube will become 0 degree. Okay, so this is magnitude is 1. So opposite to that, this will become minus 1 a cube. So this is this will help us to understand, to solve some of the numerical. That's why we are considering that. Okay, from this can be written as a cube is nothing but the 1. Okay, so because it is making 340 degree, I mean 360 degree. So similarly for a to the power of 4 can be written as a to the power of 3 into a. So a cube is nothing but 1 into a. So resultant is 1. Sorry, this resultant is a. So this is 1 plus a square will become 0. So this is the most of the time which is going to help us to solve a lot of the complex numericals. So a square, this is nothing, a conjugate will become a square. This is also another one which I need to consider. So then a minus a square will become j root 3, but a square minus a will become minus j root 3. So these are the some of the formulas which we need to remember to solve some of the complex numericals.